All right, what is up, everybody? It is your friend, the Last Hodler, and I thought we might do some coding practice today. So I've got Coding Bat up here right in front of me, and we're going to start and just see if you can follow along. If you have any better solutions than what I come up with, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I'd be really interested in hearing about them. So without further ado, let's just get right into some programming. Given a non-empty string and an int n, return a new string where the char at index n has been removed. The value of n will be a valid index of a character in the original string, i.e. n will be in the range of 0 to string length -1 inclusive. Alright, so let's look at the examples because I'm not 100% sure I understood what the heck is going on here. So, alright, so we're getting rid of the nth character of the string, and it says that the value of n will be within the character, so we don't have to check outside of the character. We don't have to check whether this string with this integer n is out of bounds. Okay, so I reckon we can solve this with a for loop. So for int I equals 0, I is less than n, actually I is less than string dot length I plus plus. And so inside this loop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new string, and I'm going to call this string result, and I'm going to initialize this to the empty string. So we have this empty string result, and I'm going to go through every character in this string that we've been given, and then when we get to n, I'm going to not write that into our resulting string, and then I'm going to return our resulting string at the end. All right, so result plus equals string, and I think I can just index it like this. All right, but if I does not equal n, then we're going to do that. So let's take that line, put that right here, and let's see if that works. What? Array require. Okay, so it's, you can't do it like that with Java apparently, but we can do this. All right, so let's recap. What we've done is we've created an empty string called result, and for each character in our input string, we're going to add that character to our result unless we've hit that ith value, and then we're just going to keep going, but we're not going to add that character to our result, and then we're just going to return our result at the end. So that has been the first one. Let's move right on to the next one. Given a string, return a new string where the first and last characters have been exchanged. All right. So we have no guarantees now that our string is of length 1 or above. We might have a 0 length string. So let's test for that first. If string dot length is 0, then we'll just return an empty string. Because if our string length is 0, then we have no characters in our string, and so the first and last characters being exchanged would just be the empty string yet again. So I won't click go yet. Let's leave that to the end. So now, if our string is of length 1, then we're just going to return that same string. So let's do another if statement to account for that situation. Then we would simply return the string. All right. So now we're going to take the very first character of the string, which will be the 0th character of the string, and we're going to take the last character of the string, and then we're going to take everything else in the middle, return the last one, the middle, and then the first one. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so char first equals str.char at 0, char last equals string.char at the string's length, but -1 because we start indexing from 0. And then what we have to do is we have to just simply return our string. Actually, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a new string. We're going to say middle. Our middle part is the empty string. Okay, nothing in there yet. And then let's loop through our string after the first character and before the last character and add all of those characters to our middle, and then we can put our last character at the front and our first character at the back. How about that? So for int I equals 0, I is less than, let's start at 1. I is less than string dot length, but we're going to say -2 this time. Are we? Actually, it might be -1. And then I plus plus middle equals, middle plus equals string dot char at I. And then at the very end, we're simply just going to return last plus middle plus first. All right, here goes. Hopefully it doesn't explode and crash. All right, cannot find symbol middle. Oh, okay, this has to be a string. Line 23. Oh, it's last with a T, not last with an R. All right, so that seems to have worked as expected. So what we did was we checked if the string was of length 0, and if it is, you can just return the empty string because that still conforms to the flipping rule that it's trying to enforce here. We're still flipping the first and last characters, they just don't exist. If the string length is 1, then we just return that string because we can't flip the first and last characters, and in this example, they just said we return the string. And then we take the first string, and we take the last string, and we initialize our little middle with nothing in it. We loop through all of the characters apart from the first and the last character, adding those characters to our middle string, and then we return the last plus the middle plus the first part of the string. So, all right, that's that one. Let's do one more. So given a string, we'll say that the front is the first 3 characters of the string. If the string length is less than 3, the front is whatever is there. Return a new string, which is 3 copies of the front. Okay, so the first thing we've got to check in this situation is whether our string is in fact 3 or more characters long. Sorry, if it's less than 3 characters long, and then we'll just return 3 of that string. So if string.length, in fact, we're going to be doing a lot of string.lengths here, maybe. Actually, no, we're not. If string.length is less than 3, and that's function, so we need the brackets, we simply need to return string plus string plus string. Otherwise, we're going to be returning, actually, we'll say first 3 characters and that's a variable which will be a string, and that equals string dot substring 0 to 3, and then we simply return first. In fact, let's copy paste this so I don't have to type it out. First 3 chars plus first 3 chars plus first 3 chars, and we're going to need a semicolon there to finish that off. All right, that is all correct. Let's do one more. Given a string, take the last character and return a new string with the last character added to the front and back. So cat yields tcat t. The original string will be length 1 or more. So what we're doing here is we're simply taking the final character of this string, adding it to the front and adding it to the back. So that's simple enough. I reckon we can do this in a spicy one-liner. How about we say, oh, actually, well, we're going to need to figure out what that character is first. So the last character, char last, equals string dot char at last dot length -1 because we're indexing from 0. And then we simply say return last plus string plus str, I should say, plus last. And that will put the last character on the front plus the string plus the last character again. So let's try that. Let's see here. All right, let's try making that a string then. Oh, I see what went wrong. It's not last.length, it's str.length. And there we go. Full marks for that one too. So that has been a little bit of coding practice. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be doing a lot more coding practice in the future. So make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. And again, join me for the next one.